YouTube and the internet, wherever you're at. How's it going? Donny Walker, who else? Well, guys, this is like girls, kids. This is like my first week that I'm actually really walking completely without aid, without a crutch, without a cane. Can't walk far or fast, but I'm at least walking around the shop now and getting some more stuff done. I just dropped off a bunch of cylinders back to the Walker saw shop, so some more saws can get out to you fine folks out there. And this morning I just thought I would, I'm going to make 1 out of 2 saws. I've been working on some 300 series Huskies, some 357s, some 346s, ripping a bunch of other ones apart for spare parts to make 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 3. And I decided I needed to build a 50cc hot rod still as well. So I just happened to have a couple 260s here. One is had a broken crankcase, I'll show you in a second. The other one had a blown top end, but the bottom end and everything was good. So I'll just show you those in a sec here. Let me just wobble over that way. Get a drink of water. All right, hope everyone's having a good day. It's Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. Oh yeah, and I missed Friday. It was Friday the 13th, eh? So here we go. I got this 260 here, which is perfect shape. Case is good. I've just power washed it outside with my electric power washer. People say, hey, how do you clean a saw real good? And I said, well, I clean them with a power washer, you know, a little bit of water gets in there, but I cover the crank and stuff, then I oil it up right away, right? It just gets all the nooks and crannies nice and clean. It's a good thing to do. This thing was pretty filthy, okay? And the top end was burnt out on it. So this is the bottom end I'm going to use for my 50cc build here. And I'm going to compare this with a good 346 that I'm doing. So over here I got the other 260 that I think came from, I don't know, Hydro or somewhere, or a utility company. And the whole bottom end crankcase is all broken out in here. Someone made a skid plate for it to hold the sucker together, man. So top end on it, like brand new. Couldn't believe it. I'll show you that in a sec. So yeah, we'll just toss that aside. I've stripped all the stuff off it, and it's good for spare parts. Here's the top end off it. It's the one that I took off. The other one had a compressor release. This one doesn't. I don't know what years or whatever they changed them, but they just seem to be a little bit different. I haven't port timed these for years. I don't know exactly where the porting are on these, but this one I'm going to measure up. The good cylinder here that I'm going to put onto the saw, okay? This one's just trash though, okay? And there's the piston. Heavy scoring all around. Yeah, they got straight gas. They're very, very lean, okay? So the good one here is the one I'm going to use. They have a nice tight combustion chamber pocket in these, a slightly domed piston on these, and yes, I don't know the numbers. I haven't done one for years. So I'll let you know and then show you how I'm going to dial this in. I also said that about the 066 the other day, which I did, talked about the new and old models and whatnot, and I haven't agreed that one yet, but I will real soon, and then show you on that. I do believe the 066 though, I did used to do a lot of porting to them. They're a pretty good work saw the way they were. For a work saw, they had great timing numbers, if I remember correctly, but I'm going to recheck my timing numbers on them and let you know, of course. I also wanted to show you one more thing. So back to the 50cc thing. Yeah, I'm going to build a really wicked little 50cc 346 and this 260, I should say. I keep calling it an 026, but 260. So I'm going to show you that. We'll cut with them both when I get them happening, okay? Then I'm going to sell them off. I'm going to sell the 260 off for sure. Maybe the 346, but maybe not. I haven't decided yet. I like to keep at least one of each model myself. Okay, so what do we got here? I want to show you now on some Walbro carburetors. You know, like Walbro carburetors to me are some of the best carburetors for sure. Zama has made some good ones too. and so is Tillotson's. But Walbro to me is pretty much one of the best. Okay, I want to show you this one though. Let me zoom in a little bit here, get you a little closer and show you this though, because I made this mistake. My mechanics have, and I'm sure a lot of other people out there have as well. So on the Walbro carburetor, the WT series, most of them were all WTAs. Now you have WTE, okay? This one is identified here on the carburetor as a WTE, oh, what does it say, 614 there? A little hard to see sometimes. Yeah, WTE 614, okay? So this is one of the carbs off the 260 that I just took apart. So let's just go over this carb and I'll show you a couple things where people make a mistake. First of all, let's check it for pressure. Let's just see if this thing leaks after I've taken it off that saw. This one came off the saw, that was in good shape. The piston was in good shape. Okay, holds pressure around the 10-pound mark, no problem. So let's just have a visual look at it and I'll explain some stuff to you. They're a nice carburetor. They tune nice. They do have a limiter cap on the high-speed jet. Not a big deal. You can remove that and adjust it to where you want and put it back on if you want. When I do carburetors, I always, take them apart. Obviously, the fuel pump side first, just to make sure it's not full of a whole bunch of junk, and the diaphragm isn't all wore out. Diaphragm looks good on this one. The screen is perfectly clear, like brand new. Okay, I'm going to put this back together so I can show you the other side of why I'm really actually showing you this carburetor today. This is very simple. It's one screw. Just make sure your diaphragm was in good shape. And maybe I should show that actually. People are like, oh, what do you mean in good shape? What do you look for? Okay, this is what you look for. On the diaphragm, this is like the brownie kind of Teflon one. Just look on it, make sure like the little holes that go over the in and out valves on it when it pumps here from the fuel pump, that they aren't getting all wore out and there's a big center ring or a rip in it and this isn't all bulged up. Okay, and it's still pliable, it's moving around good. There are black ones you can use, the blue ones you can use, but I like these ones the best. I think they stand up to all different gas conditions. I believe the blue ones are made more for standing up to ethanol, but I'm not positive on that. Make sure your gasket's in good shape and just put it back together on this side. Obviously the screen too, you want to clear. So that's what you want to look for on the diaphragm. And this being this one screw that holds this whole cover on, some of these you get where they get warped or the gasket stops sealing. So when you do pressurize the carburetor up, if you do have a leak and it's not coming from your needle, and I'll show you that in a minute, also check this gasket here all the way around. Spray some LPS around it or WD-40. If it's bubbling, you know it's leaking there. And this gas fitting too, where gas line plugs on. Sometimes these crack or someone pulled the line off and breaks these. So be careful taking these lines off. Get a nice tool like this that's blunt on the end and just push the line off and get it off. Don't try to tear it or turn it sideways or you'll wreck this spigot, okay? So yeah, we looked at that side. Now on this side, I want to show you what I'm talking about on the difference of these WT carburetors. WTA, which is your old standard one that's been on almost every kind of saw out in the market, but the new ones now are called WTE, and I'm going to show you the difference of it. Okay, when you get the carb kits like a K10 WTE or a K20 or K10 WA, comes with different styles of diaphragms for different models of the carburetors. But just make sure you keep your old diaphragms and match them up with the new ones when you take it out of the kit, okay? That's the best thing to do. Okay, let's get our plate off here. And here we go. There's our metering diaphragm and our gasket. Also remember on the fuel pump side, the diaphragm goes first, then the gasket and the cover. The metering side is usually always the gasket, the diaphragm, then the cover, okay? So let's just check this diaphragm. We'll take it off the gasket. They kind of get stuck together. Yeah, it's not bad shape. It's pliable. It's not hard. It's not real wore on the button here, right? Okay. And here's our metering lever here and our orifices and jets here, okay? Our low speed circuitry, our high speed, and our metering lever. when you're a service tech, you should try to have all your wall roll tools just like you have with Zama. Zama has the same thing like this, a plate like this. And on the plate here, you'll see all the different models: AT, WTE, WF, WYG, you name it, all of them. Okay, so this one here where it shows WTE, and we know this is WTE carburetor. When you put this on the surface here, these two sides should be touching the side where the gasket goes, and the middle piece should just kind of rub the metering diaphragm, okay, or just barely touch it. It shouldn't push it down, and it shouldn't be any space to it. So just get it level there, and if you want to level it, you can pry it up with a little screwdriver, or hold the needle and push down on the end of it so you can adjust it to that setting. Okay, that's like changing your float in a car carburetor. You know, everyone used to mess with their floats in old car carburetors, truck carburetors, whatever, right? So that's how you're setting the metering lever for this style of carburetor. Okay, if it was a WTA, and you look at where WTA is on this gauge, and use it there. This one here actually doesn't have WTA on it, does it? Oh yeah, it does. AT. Okay, let's go with that. Okay, this one again here is WTA there, so it's slightly different, because they're bigger carburetors, and you're going to set it differently. So, anyways, so what I'm talking about, reason I wanted to show you all this actually is because the WTE metering diaphragm, which is this rubber diaphragm in my hand here, the little button here is quite small. Okay, the WTA one is quite a bit longer, almost the double the size of it. Okay, so a lot of people, when they get kits, they go, oh, I got a WT carburetor. So they're online or wherever from a dealership, they get a K10 watt or a D10 watt, which is a WAT carburetor kits, right? And they go throw them in here, and they don't know nothing about this. So when you put that other diaphragm in there, it's actually pushing the lever down and making it so it'll flood and run rich, like your needle's leaking. I've done it myself. Just made a mistake not really paying attention. So I just wanted to show people that, because the saw I did the other day on a little Husky actually, I didn't have the right kit. So what I did is I took a flat file and I just put it in the vise, and I rubbed it back and forth like this until I wore that nub down to the size as the old one was, and it worked fine for me. But just order the right kits, you'll be a lot better off, instead of trying to monkey around and spending time like that. So yeah, let me just show you now the needle. Make sure it's holding pressure as I've just left the metering diaphragm off. Okay, I always put a little WD-40 or whatever you got around on there, a little gas, whatever. Pump it up. Okay, there's no bubble in there, no leaking at all. Set it off. Don't spray it. Don't push this and have it towards your face. You'll end up with that stuff in your eyes. That's not a good thing. Okay, so check it a couple times. Pop it off. In a previous video, I've shown you what pop off means, how it works. Okay, make sure everything's, yeah, it's just fine. So there's really nothing wrong with this carburetor. I probably won't even put a kit in it. This thing's like brand new. So yeah, I'm just going to take the limiter cap off the high speed part, and after I port this cylinder and dial it in, we'll put her back together. And obviously I'm going to modify the muffler too. If you look at this piston, you can see all the horizontal lines still on the piston from brand new. You know, it's got a little bit of carbon on it, but thing's in perfect shape, man. This is the one without the decomp in it, which I don't like, because they're the one that has it. If you look at it, look at this one. It's right in the middle of combustion chamber. So if it's leaking a little bit, you're losing compression and power, right? Yeah, junk. Off it goes into the metal bin. Or maybe I'll cut it in half to show someone how a saw goes up and down. Anyways, this is the one I'm going to use, and I clean the carbon up, measured the port timing on it in a later video, and get that together when I can. Probably in the new year I'll do this one, have her all happening. I just wanted to rip the two apart and see what I had for to use, right? See what the best parts were, so I can make the 1 out of 2 no problem. You know, I probably will take and put new seals in that one just because. Probably doesn't need it, but for the price of them, I might as well. I want to have it so it's a good work saw. It can either be used as a utility saw for chunking down trees for an arborist that wants a real zippy little 50cc, or a firewood guy that wants to just do small wood. So I am going to sell it off. Probably a local buddy will buy it off me, or one of the tree service guys around here. It's kind of hard to sell saws anywhere else because just the shipping costs and whatnot. And everyone's got other people around there that get them. So, yeah, that's what I'm up to today. I'm going to get out a few cylinders here now. I got a couple 390s to do, and a Titan Nickel 395, and that's something that I really don't want to do, but the customer sent it a long ways. It's on an old OEM 395 chassis. It's a bit oldie looking, but the bottom end feels tight and looks okay, so I'm going to do the porting on it, and hopefully that chrome doesn't chip. The Titan Nickel one, so far, I think I've done one so far, and I can't remember. I think it was fine, yeah. So I'm going to talk to you about that one as when I'm porting it, and let you know how the quality of it is, okay? Not like the one I had that the chrome flaked off like there was tinfoil folded inside of it. Terrible, terrible. OEM, the only way. But some of the stuff's getting better, I got to admit. But see how it goes down the road. Anyways, it's Monday. Rest of the week happening. We're kind of a calm before the next storm. It's not raining or windy out there right now, so I might take the old Foz for a scooter ride here before it gets dark later and rainy again. It's supposed to have another 3 or 4 days of rain again. There is some fresh snows up on the hills. I was at the gas station earlier, ran into a logger friend, and the back of his truck had snow, and I go, "Oh, where'd you just come from?" He said, "Oh, I just came up from my Barsby Lake up there. It's like 3 inches, coming down pretty good." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, winter's pretty much here." So yeah, keep your saw on, stick your ash, rubbing her out, chains on your truck, so you can get around. And after that, still Timber Sports. Kiss my axe. Axe, I said. I didn't say the other word. Can't swear on here. Anyways, have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.